Okay. Is it visible? The PowerPoint presentation visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So this is our first chapter, first module of the syllabus, Fundamentals of Logic Design. The course outcome for this chapter is demonstrate the fundamentals for digital logic design. So at the end of the syllabus for this chapter, what is expected from student is you should be able to demonstrate the fundamentals of digital logic design. As I told you in the last lecture that digital logic design was a separate subject in your third semester, and then you used to study the COA in fourth semester. But right now we have combined with this new syllabus, instead of whole syllabus of digital logic design, whichever part is necessary to study your COA and microprocessor, that is been added here in the first chapter. So, what are the contents of this chapter? We will just go through briefly and then start for today's part. For this chapter, we are going to first start with the number system. Introduction to number system. Various types of number system like binary, decimal, hexadecimal, octal. Then there conversion from one system to another. And then there is another type of representation for binary numbers, that is sign binary numbers, one's complement representation and two's complement representation. And then with that, let me just check if, just a minute. Okay. I request all of you that please be on time. Just to admit one student, I have to stop the presentation and start it again. Okay. Is it visible, the content slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the first one, that is for the different types of representation in the number system. Then some kind of arithmetic in one's complement and two's complement. We will be going through some examples. Then here your second point in this chapter is for the combinational circuits. So the basic logic gates like NOT, AND, OR, NAND, NOR, XOR, and XOR. So these different logic gates we will be studying here. How, what are the symbolic representation for this logic gate, and then what is the truth table, and then how these gates can be used for designing various combinational circuits. That part we will be studying here. With that, you have some part of the Boolean algebra. Like any equation is given to you in terms of ABCD symbols, then how you can solve the sums on that equation. Just a minute, one more time. One student has joined. Okay, okay. Then that combinational logic with Boolean algebra that we are going to study here. Next part we will be studying here is the circuits for adder and subtractor, half adder and full adder, as well as subtractor. Then reduction of Boolean functions using K-map method. Very interesting graphical or tabular representation of equations are there, and we are going to solve the equations in terms of Boolean algebra to get the final reduction of that function. And then the concepts of multiplexer and demultiplexer, encoders and decoders are there. And the last point from this chapter will be sequential circuits, where you will be studying various types of flip-flop circuits. This flip-flop is the major part when you will be designing any kind of further circuit when you go for designing combinational circuits. Now, these are the basic things that we require, and in combination of all this will be forming your any kind of IC, integrated circuit, which we call it as a microprocessor. So inside microprocessor, these are the various components available. So how your microprocessor works, that we know, but internally how it works will be the part of your study right now. This is the first chapter content for your syllabus. Normally on this, if you see, or as we will start learning this chapter, you will come to know that maximum part is in terms of problem solving. There will not be much of theory part, only the representation of some equations and then solving the examples. Very interest chapter this is. And normally you will be getting up to 10 to 15 marks questions in the paper. It can be a MCQ question, it can be your subjective questions. So for that 10 to 15 marks, very interesting chapter. And once you understand this will be commonly used for any other subject, like when you go for OS or CN or any other subject in programming also. The basic concepts are clear here with the fundamental of digital logic. Fine. Then to start with, for today's part, we will go for the number system part for today. I hope last time I told you to be with your notebook, pen, and calculator with you. So if you have not taken it, please take it with you, because we are going to solve some examples here. So that will be needing your calculator also. So we'll start here with the number system. The number system, we know how, why we require number system and how we use that. The commonly used number system we use is the decimal number system. Like we start counting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes up to infinity. So similarly, when you are going to work with any computer system, the various other representation of systems numbers is also there. So what are the basically used or mainly used representation of number system is decimal, binary, octal, and hexadecimal. If you see the table, the binary is having base 2, like it is going to have representation in terms of only two digits. One is 0 and second is 1. The base symbol, the symbol used is B. Like if I write any number and write B, it indicates that the number is represented in binary system. Similarly, when I go for octal, octal is to the base 8. So up to 8 numbers representation is there, and the symbol used is 0 here. Decimal, very commonly used, that we always use is up to 10, and the symbol used here is D. And the last one is hexadecimal. Hexadecimal is to the base 16. So you have the symbol used for his here is H. So whichever number and then the H is written, it indicates that it is hexadecimal representation. Now for today's lectures, our part of interest is how this representation of numbers are there, how I can convert one number into another form, and how the arithmetic on this numbers representation takes place. That is our interest for today's lecture. That part we are going to cover today. This is another slide which is telling you how these numbers are represented. Like when I say binary, binary is having base 2, only two numbers.
Ma'am, I think
Hello?
screen is paused. Ma'am, I think your screen is paused.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
I
You
Ma'am, it
will.
is on
can
slide
start.
number 2.
Oh, sorry. Thank you that you told me. Let me share it again. Is it visible now? Slide
Yes,
number
ma'am.
4. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And please, just now you told me, similarly you tell me, because I'm not observing the chat box. So if any problem is there, please tell me. Thank you. So in the number system now, see the decimal is base value 10, digits used are 0 to 9. Binary base value is 2, digits used to represent are 0 and 1. Octal base value is 8, digits used are 0 to 7. Hexadecimal base value is 16, and digits used are 0 to 9 as usual. But after 9, for 10 to 15, we are going to use A, B, C, D, E, F symbols. Now, how to represent these symbols and everything, that we are going to study here. Going to the next slide now. Here this table is showing you how these numbers can be represented. The first column is giving you the decimal representation 0 to 15 numbers, and onwards you can go. Just for a reference or the basic one, we are going for 0 to 15 numbers. In binary now, when I want to represent these numbers, how I can write? For 0, this is 4-bit representation for binary. I'm writing 0 0 0 0.
Ma'am, screen is again paused.
Arey baap re, what is the problem happening here?
Yes, ma'am. Now on the table slide it is.
It is there. I don't know, maybe some kind of lag is happening then.
Yes, ma'am.
Because in the last previous session also for B class, the same thing was happening. I don't know why it is so. Maybe some network issue at my side or lag. Now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the table is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this table is telling you about the basic representation for numbers. So in the decimal, we have 0 to 15 numbers. In the binary, when I want to represent in 4-bit representation, I am writing 0, 4-bit 0 0 0 0. Similarly, for 1, I am writing something like 0 0 0 1 and onwards. When I'm going for octal, as I said, 0 to 7 is same like the decimal one. But for 8, I am writing 1 0. And starting from 1 0, 1 1, 12, 13, 14, I will go up to 17. And then I will go for 2 0 onwards. Because this is some kind of representation used for octal system. Whereas when I am going for, see the last column here, hexadecimal number, it is to the base 16. So 16 means I can go up to 16 numbers. So I'm starting from 0 to 9 will be the same one. For 10, I'm going to use A symbol, then B, then C, D, E, F. So till 15 number in decimal, I'm going to use F symbol. And then I will start from 1, 0, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, likewise. So why this kind of representation is there? Because this is some standard design to represent the systems, numbers in this various kinds of notations. Now, why for 15 is F considered? So this is the standard one. But how I can use to represent other numbers more than this 15 number, how I can represent, that is our study of interest, and we will see how to go for that. We will start here from binary to decimal conversion. Now this table you understood. With this table we have the notations given. Now if I give you any number in decimal or any number in binary, how I can go for representing that number in another way of number system, that we are going to study now. We will start here for binary to decimal conversion. Please note down this point, binary to decimal conversion, the first part. Slide number 7 is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, for binary number, any binary number representation, it can go in 4-bit representation, 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit or 64-bit. It depends that how many bits you are working with. So when I'm going for 4-bit representation, this is the example given. I have one binary number 1010. Now I want to find out what is the decimal equivalent for this number. So how I am going for this? So the simple way is I have to multiply these digits which are represented in binary number with the power 2 raised to something. So I'm starting from least significant bit like this 0, and then I'm going in the left hand side. I'm starting from right side to left side. So what I am doing, 0 multiplied by 2 raised to 0. Then 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3. that 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 3. Then if there is one more digit, I will go for 2 raised to 4, 2 raised to 5. It is up to whatever the number of bits presented here. So how I'm going? 0 multiplied by 2 raised to 0, I will get answer 0. 1 multiplied by 2 raised to 1, I will get some answer. 2 raised to 1 is what? 2. 2 raised to 2 is 4. And then likewise, I am multiplying and I am adding the final number. So what I am going to get here? 2 raised to 3 multiplied by 1 is 8. This is 0. This is 2. So 8 plus 2 will be 10 because this is also 0. So finally, when I'm writing number 1010 is equal to, in decimal, it will be number 10. I hope you all are understanding this. Note down this one example. Any number, when you want to convert it into decimal, how we are starting from left hand side to right hand side. Each digit in binary, you are supposed to multiply it by 2 raised to power starting with 0. 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, likewise. So this is one example, and then some add up the things that you are getting finally, and that will be a representation in the decimal equivalent. I hope you all are writing. I'm giving you 1 minute time to note it down. So if you have 3 bits, you go likewise, 8 bits, you go likewise, or n bits that you can go likewise. Start from right hand side to left hand side, that is from least significant bit to most significant bit. Then we'll go for the next part, next example. If I have another representation of a binary number, 10101, I want to convert it into equivalent decimal. Same way I'm trying. Each digit in binary, I'm multiplying with power 2 raised to 0, then 1, then 2, 3, and 4. And then whatever answer I'm getting, I'm just going for adding the final numbers and I'm getting the final answer. Like
Ma'am,
if
the
I
slide
will,
has not changed yet.
which one? The another slide is visible, slide number 8.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. On 7 it is stuck.
I don't know the problem happening. Is it now visible?
No, ma'am. Now it is visible, ma'am.
Because when I'm going for slideshow, it is not getting visible. Only the, now it is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. Every time I have to go back and come. Okay, fine. So now this is another example shown here, 10101. Clearly just observe the slide, you will come to know. Multiplied with 2 raised to power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever answer I'm getting, I'm adding it, and finally I'm getting the answer. I hope you all are understanding this, how we are going for conversion from binary to decimal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now slide number 9 is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now considering that earlier 2 examples you understood, now note down these 2 and tell me the answer for this. Find the decimal equivalent for the first example is 11111 5 times. Try to find out the answer for this. Multiply it with 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1. Add it up and then tell me the answer. Similarly, for the second number, 110101. You try it your side and tell me the answers for this. Then we will verify.
Ma'am, first.
Done? Anyone, please give me the answers. Go for both answers and tell me. Then I will show you answers. As I said, the base is written like this. I am writing the bracket and writing 2. This 2 indicates to the base 2. That means this is binary number.
Ma'am, 29 and 52. Is the answer correct?
29, 29 and 52.
Yes.
Anyone
No,
else?
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
31.
No, 31 and 53.
Can you see the answer? It's 31 for first number and 53 for second number. Some of you just told now. The first number is 5 times 1. Answer is 31 in decimal. And 110101 is 53. Do we go for next part? Any doubts here, please ask. Else we can go for the decimal representation for next numbers. I'll just stop sharing. I will come to your chat box. If any doubt is there, please ask me. Normally, how it is written, you have to note down the numbers like 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1 from right hand side to left hand side, and then go for multiplying it. That will be giving you easy answer for this one. If anybody has any doubt, please ask. Else we can go for the next one. If no doubt, then also type in the chat box, no doubt.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. Now I'm posting the link for attendance also. You can mark your attendance by giving these details in the Google form. One thing, instead of writing your whole serial number, just mention last digit like 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be easy for me for mapping. Don't write full number, just write 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ma'am, for direct second year.
You don't write anything, you just write your name. Okay, fine. You all have understood this conversion. We will go for the next part now. Now the numbers that we have seen are the integer numbers. Now, if you have Is my slide number 10 visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now see, just now the numbers that we have seen are the full integer numbers. Now if I have any number with the decimal point, then how I can go for converting it into the decimal, that I want to check here. Suppose I am writing, see the left hand side of this. If I'm writing the number like 1101.101. I'm putting this decimal point. So if I have any number like this, then how I can go for converting it into the decimal? That is the second part we are going to see here. So whenever I have any representation of binary number with decimal point like this, then how I can go is, here it is written. For the integer part, the way right now you have solved, we are going to follow the same one. 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3 onwards. And then the decimal point, and then to the right hand side part, after the decimal point, what I am going to do is, I am going to multiply the number, but not with the power 2 raised to 1, but I will go for 2 raised to minus 1. So what I will do, 1 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 1 plus 0 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 2 plus 1 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 3. And then whatever answer I will get, I am going to give there at the final answer. Now 2 raised to minus 1 means 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is 0.5. 2 raised to minus 2 is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is 0.25. Likewise, you will be getting the answers. See, one example is written here. When I am writing any binary number 0.1011, what I am doing, now you can see here. I am writing this 1 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 1. I will get answer 0.5. 0 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 2. I am getting answer 0. 1 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 3. I will be getting answer 0.125. And 1 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 4. I will be getting answer 0.0625. I will add these all things, and final answer I will be getting is 0.6875. For the representation of number, this one, 0.1011 will be represented in decimal like 0.6875. Got it? What we are doing? Just multiply after decimal point to the right side numbers, multiply by 2 raised to minus 1, 2 raised to minus 2, 2 raised to minus 3, and so on. 2 raised to minus 1 means what? It is equal to 1 by 2. 2 raised to minus 2 is equal to 1 by 4. Likewise, go for multiplication. Finally, you will get answer. Just note down this one example here. Right side 0.1011 and note down this example so that you will get idea and you can solve the next 1 or 2 examples here. Take 1 minute and note down this example. In the paper, normally you get question for this one. 2 marks, simple question, and some binary numbers are given to you. Question is to convert it into equivalent decimal, or any octal number is given to you. Question is to convert it into equivalent decimal or binary. So very simple, interesting part. And the stepwise marks you normally get in the exam. So just note down it properly. Okay, fine. I hope you have noted it down. I will go for next slide. Slide number 11 visible.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. See the next example. If I have a number like 1100.1011, how I am converting that? Same way, to the integer part, you are going to multiply 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3. Answers you will be getting is 8 plus 4 plus 0 plus 0, 4 digits, 1011. Then afterwards, you have decimal point and then you have digits 1011. I'm multiplying 1 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 1, then 0, then 1 multiplied by 2 raised to minus 3, minus 2 and minus 3. And then I'm getting the final answer. Adding up, I will get final decimal number like 12.6875. I have not written 2 raised to minus 1 minus 2 steps, but you can understand that. If this is understood, you can try for this number. Note it down properly. Normally, the mistakes from students in the exam are you miss somewhere the digits noting down properly. 0101 है तो थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो जाता है. First verify whether you have noted down the question properly. Second one is 101101.10101. Try to find out the decimal equivalent for this. Take 1 or 2 minutes time and solve it. Once done, you can type in the chat box. I will see in the chat box. Do it properly. Type your answer in chat box. Try for the another one. Check for your answer also. Maybe my answers are wrong, so please you check and tell me. Check for third answer, whether it is correct. Third answer. Yes, I'm getting replies in the chat box. Very good. Third is correct. Fine. So I think you understood this conversion from binary to decimal. Okay. So now next we will go for decimal to binary conversion. When we will go for decimal to binary conversion now, what all steps we need to follow, that we will see. When we are going from binary to decimal, what we have done is multiplication by 2 raised to power something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exact opposite, now we will go for decimal to binary conversion. Slide number 13 visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I don't know why I'm facing this slide share issue. Let's see, I will try to solve the problem. See now, when I'm going for exact opposite method I'm going to use here. I have a decimal number and I want to find out its binary equivalent. So you can observe this screen properly. The number is 29 and for this I want to find out the binary equivalent. So what I am doing here, I will just explain this slide. I'm going to divide it by 2 because base is 2, we are supposed to find out the binary. So what I am doing, 29 divided by 2. So I'm going to get some quotient and some remainder. Quotient will be 14 that I'm writing here and remainder will be 1 that I'm writing here. Okay, 29 divided by 2 will be 14 will be quotient, 1 will be remainder. Now I got 14 number. For this again I am going to divide it by 2. Quotient will be 7 and there will be no remainder, that is 0 remainder. So I'm writing 0 here. Again for 7 I'm dividing it by 2. I'm getting 3 as a quotient, 1 as a remainder, that I have written here. Next for 3 I'm dividing it by 2. I'm getting 1 quotient and 1 remainder, that I have written. And the last one for 1 divided by 2, I'm getting 0 as a quotient and 1 as a remainder. I hope you all are following me. What we are doing, every number that we are getting again and again as a quotient, I'm going to divide it by 2 till I get 0 here as a quotient. And then every time whichever remainders are there, I am just noting it down. And at the end, when I'm writing these digits 1010, I'm going to read it down exact opposite. That is direction, you can see this is the most significant bit and this is the LSB, least significant bit. So at the end, how I'm going to write? I will be writing 11101, which is binary equivalent for number 29 in decimal. Read the reminders from bottom to top. Starting from bottom, number 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 1. That is your final answer for this one. I hope you are following me. Every digit you are going to divide it by 2 and then finally you will get some answer there. Okay. Similarly, now we will go for next slide here. The next number I have is 62. Try for 62, what I am doing? Divide by 2. I am getting 31 as a quotient. Remainder will be 0. Again divide by 2. I am getting 15 as a quotient. Remainder is 1. Again divide by 2. I am getting 7 as a quotient. 1 is remainder. Divide by 2. 3 as a quotient. 1 is remainder. 3 divided by 2, I am getting 1 as a quotient and 1 as a remainder. So that I am trying. Till the end, I am going to write and then finally your number represented like this. Another example you have is for number 15. Divide by 2, 7, remainder 1. Divide by 2, 3, remainder is 1. divide by 2, quotient 1, remainder 1. Finally, read out the number. So 15 will be represented as 1111. Understood this? How to convert the number from decimal to binary. Now, you try to find out for this. Just a minute. I will share my screen again. Okay. I guess you are observing screen of slide number 15. Two numbers are written 13 and 25. Now you try to find out binary equivalent for this. Every time divided by 2, write down quotient, write down remainder at one side. Quotient again divide by 2 till you get final quotient as a 0. Start for this 13 and 25 and then tell me the answer for this. You can type your answer in the chat box.
For 13 is 1101 and for 25 is 11001.
Okay. Many students have typed it 11001. I hope you all have understood this conversion from decimal to binary. Okay. Now go for the next slide. Slide number 16. If you are given any integer number with the decimal point, then how to go for converting it into binary? Just now we have seen is for the integer number. Next we are saying it for decimal number. So what I am doing here, you can see here. Okay, I am going for number 0.8125. And for this number now I am supposed to convert it into equivalent binary. So when there is a decimal number, what I am supposed to do is multiply each number by 2. When you will multiply it, you will get some integer point something. So this number you will note down side. So what I am getting 1.6250. How I am writing 1 and 0.6250 again I am going to multiply by 2. I will get something. I will write 1.250, 1. 0.250 I will again multiply by 2 and likewise you continue till you get 0 here. Like full one number you get, you go for this. And then read it from top to bottom. That is your equivalent for decimal point numbers in conversion in binary. Note down this one example.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please repeat this example?
Yes. What we are going to do here, see your number given is 0.8125 and you are supposed to find out equivalent binary for this. So what I am going to do here is every time whenever there is decimal point 0 point something, I am going to multiply it by 2. So first step I am multiplying it by 2. What answer I will get after multiplication is 1.6250. When I'm getting this 1.6250, 1 I'm writing and 0.6250 again I am taking for multiplied by 2. That will be my next step. So what I am doing, 0.625 multiplied by 2, I am getting answer 1.250. So this 1 I have written here and 250 again I am taking for multiplied by 2. I will get answer 0.50. So this is 0. So I have written here 0. 0.5 multiplied by 2. Again one more step. 1.00 will be last. I am taking 1. Because here it is 0, 0. There is no more number for further multiplication. Whatever number I am getting, I have written this 1101. I will be reading it from top to bottom. This arrow is important. You will be reading it from top to bottom. That will be your equivalent for 0.8125.
Thank
Note
you,
down
ma'am.
this example. Note down this example. I will show you one more example and then you can try on one or two numbers.
Ma'am, the answer here would be 1101, right?
Yeah, correct. If you have noted down, I will go for next slide. These slides I will be sharing with you for your reference. And I will be giving you at the end more exercises also. Just for your practice, you can try for any numbers and verify your answers. Even in the MCQ questions, you will be getting questions on this. Like you are supposed to find out the binary equivalent and 4 options will be given to you. Choose any correct option like that. Slide number 17 visible. Anyone please answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Now here I have written the same thing in another way in the tabular form. I have number 0.59375 in decimal to the base 10. I'm going to convert it into equivalent binary. How I am doing? Multiply it by 2. I'm getting answer 1.1875. Integer and fraction I have written here separately. Same way. Then 0.1875 multiplied by 2. I will be getting answer 0.375. That is 0. Again multiply by 2. 0.75. That means 0. Again multiply by 2. 1.5. Again multiplied by 2. Finally 1. Here it is 0. Reading out the number from top to bottom, 10010. That is my final equivalent to this number. Same example, similar way we are solving this. Now this is only I have shown you for the decimal or fractional part. What if you have integer and decimal part both given in the question? Like instead of here number 0 point something, if you have number like 10 point something, then in that case you get 2 parts for conversion. One is the integer part and second is the decimal part. We will see the next example on that. Decimal and integer. Done with this? Do I proceed for next slide? Okay, I can see your chat box. Thank you. See now. Here I have number where in you have integer as well as fraction part. Number is 12.75. 0.75 just now we have seen multiplied by 2 and read out the fraction and integer separately. For 12, we have seen the earlier example, divide by 2, note down the reminders, and then finally read out the numbers. So what I am getting here for 12 is 1000. And for 75, I will be going for multiplied by 2, and then I am getting the final answer. How to write the finally? For 12, your binary is 1100. And for 75, your binary is 0.11. The final conversion for this whole number, 12.75 is equal to 1100.11. Got it? This is one simple example I have taken here. Same way you can go. Whichever easiest way to write it you are finding, you can follow that. Only keep in mind the direction, top to bottom and bottom to top. Otherwise, you will be mixing the numbers. For integer part, we are going from bottom to top to read out 1100. But for this one, we will be going from top to bottom. Now, in this case, the digits are 1, 1, so it doesn't make difference. Got it? Now you try for this. Two numbers I have written here. 25.5. Second is 10.625. You try for this.
Ma'am, for 25.5, it will be 11001.1. And for 10.625, it will be 1010.101.
I'm getting few answers in the chat box. Try for second also. If any one of you has not understood, please ask your doubts. Right now, I can't see you, so I hope that I'm assuming that you are with me, you are following the things. If any doubt, please feel free to ask. I'm getting second answer also. Fine. Check for your answers. I'm happy that many students are responding in the chat box with correct answers. Very good. So you can see how much easy this is to gain the marks, even for MCQ as well as for your subjective. In subjective, you have to show the stepwise calculations. Then only you will get full marks for this one. Fine, then we will go for the next part. We will continue. Now, when these binary representations are there for these numbers, just now we have seen for simple binary numbers, then how I can go for representing these numbers for different arithmetic operations that we are going to see. The sign binary numbers, when I'm calling it as a sign binary, that means I'm considering positive as well as negative numbers. And then how I can go for representing these sign binary numbers is very important part. Whether I'm going for the first number written here is sign magnitude representation, or I can go for ones complement representation, or I can go for third is 2's complement representation. The same number written, if I will write something in terms of 0101 and I ask you what is the decimal equivalent for this, I will get three different answers when I am going for these three different representation. That's why this is very important part, with which representation system you are following. Based on that, you will find the answers for this equivalent decimals. These are the three ways: sign magnitude, 1's complement, and 2's complement representation. Very simple one by one we will see this three representation. The first is sign magnitude representation. Sign magnitude is, I am considering here most significant bit always as a sign bit. You can see on the screen, I have written B0 to B7. Always the most significant bit is considered here as a sign bit, and remaining 7 bits always represent the magnitude of the number. That's why it is called as sign magnitude representation. MSB always represent your sign. Leftmost bit is sign bit, remaining bits represent magnitude of the number. If MSB is equal to 0, it indicates that number is positive. If that bit is 1, it indicates that number is negative. So what is there at MSB position is going to decide whether your number is positive number or it is negative number. And then remaining 7 bits will decide what is the value of that number, what is the magnitude of that number. Now what happens with this kind of representation? There are some disadvantages for this, that are every time you have to consider both sign and magnitude in the arithmetic. Because you have to always check what is the MSB. If it is 0, then it is positive. If it is 1, then it is negative. So you need to consider both sign and magnitude in the arithmetic. Arithmetic means whatever the next operations you will be performing on. And there are two representations for 0. If it is plus 0, I will write separately. If it is minus 0, I will write separately. That is the disadvantage or problem with this kind of representation. How the numbers are represented, some examples written here. The first example, if I am going to write number positive plus 18 number, how I am writing? This is 8-bit representation I am using here. In the 8-bit representation, plus 18 will be written like this, converted into binary and then written like this. 0 is indicating it is positive number. If I am going for minus 18, what I am doing, you can observe here, the magnitude will be the same number, like 001, 0010. That is the magnitude. But now here this 1 has come to indicate that this is a negative number. That is the difference here. Positive 18, I am writing all 3 zeros and then magnitude. Minus 18, I am writing 1 to indicate it is negative number, and then remaining bits will represent its magnitude. Similarly, I am going for next number, plus 68. I have written like this. Now, if you see, this is only 7 bits. Here it should be 0 to indicate this is full 8-bit number. These are only 7 bits I am using. So I have written 1 000 1 00. Whereas when I am going for minus 18, what I will be doing, this additional 1 is added here to indicate it is negative number. Otherwise, the magnitude will be the same one. So to indicate any simple number in positive and negative, your most significant bit plays very important role here. This is sign magnitude representation. Now you can see here few numbers written. Just read out these values and tell me what is the answers for this. Just note down these numbers. You got it? The MSB here in all the numbers are representing your sign bit. whatever number of bits used here. Just follow this, that MSB is a sign bit and the remaining bits are the magnitude of the number. So just observe this and tell me what are the decimal equivalents for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zero is positive, 1 is negative.
And the first one is plus 34.
Just note down, I will show the answer.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Or you can type in the chat box. Okay, I'm getting one answer here. Shubham is saying minus 12, 8, 7. Plus 7 and minus 7. Okay. Second Shubham Palav. I said the MSB is representing sign bit and remaining bits are your magnitude. I repeat, the MSB represents sign bit. So don't consider that for calculating your magnitude. Okay, Mitesh has given the same answer like Shubham. If anybody is confusing, please see here. MSB is presenting the sign bit. Don't count MSB for calculating the decimal equivalent. Remaining bits are representing your magnitude. See the answers as many students have posted in the chat box. The first is minus 12. Why it is minus 12? Because 1 is indicating it is negative number. And then 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. From this you find out what is the magnitude of it. That is very correctly given by many students. Second is plus 8. Why plus? Because this 0 is indicating this is positive number. Second is again plus, third is plus 7 because 0 is indicating it is positive number. And minus 7 because this 1 is indicating it is negative number. Many students have very correctly answered. Here only you can observe for the last two numbers. Plus 7 I have written here 0 triple 1 and minus 7 I am writing 1 triple 1. So this is the difference, but I need to always consider sign and magnitude separately. This is the representation for sign magnitude representation of binary numbers. Then goes with the ones complement representation. Now ones complement representation, how it is going for? Any numbers ones complement is just inverting all the bits in the binary representation. I read out here. Ones complement of binary number is defined as the value obtained by inverting all the bits in the binary representation of the number. Inverting means if it is 0, I will make it 1. If it is 1, I will make it 0. Swapping of zeros and ones with each other. When I will do this thing, what will happen? The ones complement of a number then behaves like the negative of original number in some arithmetic operation. Because I am just inverting the bit, so it will be acting as a negative number. For example, I have number plus 5. Plus 5 binary will be 0, 1, 0, 1. If I will write minus 5, what I am doing here? I am just inverting the bits. You can see here, ये 1 का मैंने 0 कर दिया, 0 का 1 कर दिया. 1 will be 0 and 0 will be 1. Just invert the bits. If it is 1, make it 0. If it is 0, make it 1. That is called as ones complement representation of a number. Some examples here you can see. +7, I have written 0,111. -7, I have written 1,000. Because I am just inverting the bits from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. Inverting is called as ones complement. Another example here, +8, -8. Whatever is the representation, I am just inverting that. +15, -15. See, this line is very important now. For any n-bit number, the maximum positive two raised to n minus 1 minus 1. Maximum will be a negative, maximum negative number will be minus of the same one. See the two examples here you can observe. If I am going for this 4-bit representation, n is equal to 4. So just replace this n with 4 value. The number you will be getting will be 7. So the range you will be getting here for 4-bit representation will be +7 and -7. So if I have 4-bit representation for any binary number in ones complement format, the maximum positive and negative number I can represent will be +7 and -7. In place of n is equal to 4, you can put 8 and you can see which is the maximum and minimum negative and positive number you can represent them. Same way, the arithmetic will work here. Got it? Ones complement. Just give the inverting of the bits. 0 है तो 1 करना है, 1 है तो 0 करना है. Then the third point comes is 2's complement representation. Now 2's complement is formed. How we can take 2's complement of any number? First we need to take 1's complement of a number and then just add bit 1. You can see here one example written. Binary representation for number 5, 0, 1, 0, 1. उसका 1's complement क्या रहेगा? Just inverting the bits. 1, 0, 1, 0. अब ये 1, 0, 1, 0 है. This is 1's complement. Now I want to find out 2's complement of a number. So 2's complement of any number will be taken as, first you go for 1's complement and then add value 1 into that. So I'm adding +1 here. This is 1's complement and then I am adding 1. When this 1 is added, now binary arithmetic abhi dekhenge hum log. So 0 plus 1 will be 1. So this is my 2's complement of number 5, which is representing my number -5. Got it? How 2's complement is calculated? Calculate first 1's complement by inverting the bit and then add only value 1 into that. You will get 2's complement of any number. This is the table showing you. Right now may not be visible very clearly, but you can observe it afterwards also. In decimal representation, I have written some numbers from 0 to +8 and 0 to -8. And when I have these numbers, how I can write that in sign magnitude is written here. How I can write the same numbers in 2's complement representation is written here. Any number like I have +1. +1 will be represented like 0, 0, 0, 1. 2's complement also +1 will be same one. But when I will be writing -1, I need to go for finding its 2's complement. First take 1's complement and add number 1. You will be getting 2's complement here. This is one table I have written for the reference. How 2's complement numbers are represented? Few examples listed here. +3. When I'm writing +3, it will be a normal representation. +2, normal representation. Only thing I'm using 8-bit format here. This is 1 and this is 0. Now I will go for -1. When I will go for -1 representation, what I should do? +1 का रिप्रेजेंटेशन है आपके पास, इसका वंस कॉम्प्लीमेंट निकालना है और उसमें 1 ऐड करना है. What will be the ones complement for this? 1 1 1 1 and last bit only will be 0. और उसमें मैं फिर से 1 ऐड करूंगी तो it will be 1 again. So here you can find out for -1 in 2's complement how I will be writing, like all the bits will be 1 here. Similarly for -2 it is written, you have +2 here, इन्वर्ट करो इसका, वंस कॉम्प्लीमेंट निकालो, उसमें +1 ऐड करो, you will get this number. Similarly for -3 it is written here. What are the advantages for this? Only one representation for 0 is needed. Arithmetic works very easily. You will find it later also. Normally for subtraction operations, 2's complement arithmetic is giving very best result and very less time you can find out the values. Even your arithmetic circuit works fast with 2's complement arithmetic. And negating is quite easy, fairly easy. Just need to find out first 1's complement, add 1 to LSB, it will give you 2's complement of that any particular number. Got it? How to go for 2's complement? In 2's complement representation, MSB is again used as a sign bit. Range is -2 raised to n minus 1 through 2 raised to n minus 1 minus 1. The table is showing few numbers from 0 to 7 plus and -1 to -8 in the negative. How to represent here? The 8-bit 2's complement, here it is an example given. If I have number plus 127, I will be representing like this. 8-bit, replace n is equal to 8. You will get the number 2 raised to 7 minus 1. That is plus 27 will be the highest positive number represented. And minus 128 will be the highest negative number represented when it is 8-bit representation. Similarly, for 16-bit, if I go, I am getting plus 32,767 as a highest positive number. Minus 32,768 will be the highest negative number which can be represented here in 2's complement arithmetic. You can observe this number, it is 1 and all bits are 0. But this is 2's complement arithmetic. That's why you can find this. And in arithmetic, how it is used in the further lectures, you will be understanding that. It's quite easy to use in 2's complement arithmetic. Got it? Any doubts in 1 complement, 2's complement and sign magnitude? Just revise here. In sign magnitude, the MSB is representing your sign and remaining bits represent magnitude of a number. In 1's complement, we will just represent the number in by inverting the bits. 1 है तो 0 करना है, 0 है तो 1 करना है for negative numbers. And in 2's complement, for negative numbers, how we go? First we take 1's complement and then we add single 1 bit to the LSB bit. And then whatever number you are getting will be its 2's complement representation for that negative number. Positive numbers will be represented as it is. No change in that. Got it? Then simple part of binary arithmetic we will see and then stop for today. If any doubts are there, you can please ask, post in chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask me. Now in binary arithmetic, very simple one we will go always for is addition and subtraction. Just see this, no need to note down. When I will go for binary addition, I have the digits 0 and 1. So 0 0 add करना है या 0 1 add करना है. So this is showing you when I'm going for 0 0, result will be 0, carry will be 0. When I'm going for 0 plus 1, result is 1, carry is 0. I'm going for 1 plus 0, result is 1, carry is 0. And when I'm going for 1 plus 1, this is very important. When I'm going for 1 plus 1, result will be 0 and carry will be 1. This is very important. You always remember this. For addition, 0 1 में कुछ problem नहीं है. When it comes to both bits are 1, then your result will be 0 and carry will be generated as 1. So 1 plus 1 is 0, carry is 1. Always remember this as a thumb rule for any kind of binary addition. Whether it is sign magnitude, 1's complement or 2's complement. Rules are same. This is for binary addition. See the example, how I can go for binary addition. How the carry is considered. When I'm going for simple decimal addition, 21 plus 19. What we do? 21 plus 19. 9 plus 1 is 0. So I'll write 0 and carry given 1. And then I will add it. Similarly, I will go for binary addition. 7 plus 2. This is representation for 7. This is representation for 2. And then I am going for addition. Just see here. 1 plus this 0 will be 1. I am starting from LSB. 1 plus 1, as just now we have seen, 1 plus 1 will be 0. And carry is given as a 1. So this carry you can see here written in some different color. Now this 1 plus 1 plus 0 hai. So 1 plus 1 will be 0 and carry is given as a 1. And now it is 1 plus 0 will be 1. So final answer for 7 plus 2 will be. Okay, you want to see the previous slide? Sorry, this one, correct? If you want to note down this, for other combinations it is same, only for 1 plus 1 result is 0 and carry is 1. 0 0 0 1 के लिए problem नहीं है. For both bits 1. If you want to note down, any one of you can note down, no problem. Done. Can I go for next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Fine. The same way we are doing here. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 1, 0, carry is 1. 1 plus 1, 0, carry is 1. And then this is 1. Always for addition, we are starting from right hand side to the left hand side. Go from least significant bit to most significant bit. Same way, here is another example. Numbers are 0, 1, 1, 0 and 0, 1, 1. Going for addition, first step, 0 plus 1 is 1. No carry generated. So I have written carry as a 0. 1 plus 1, answer will be 0 and carry generated will be 1 here. That is written. Then I am going for next step. 1 plus 1, answer will be 0. Carry generated is 1. That 0 plus 1 will be 1. And finally, this 1 is there. 1 plus 0 will be 1. So your final answer written here will be, see the final column, 1, 1, 0, 1. You can note down this example. Any one example you can note down. No need to go for all the steps. If you want, you can refer it afterwards from slide. Just see the last column. Last one. How the carry is generated and consider for further addition. That is important part here. I'll show you one more example on this. So this is another example. 85 plus 181. Both decimal numbers. First here written in the binary form, and then I'm going for addition. Just see from the LSB. 1 plus 1, 0. Carry generated will be 1. Here the bits are 0, 0. Only carry is there. So I have written this carry 1 here. Then 1 plus 1 again. Answer is 0. Carry generated is 1. Again, bits are 0. Only carry is there. So in the addition, I have written here 1 down. Again, 1 plus 1. Answer 0. Carry generated is 1. Again, this 1 plus 1. Answer 0. Carry generated is 1. 1 plus 1, 0. Carry generated is 1. 1 plus 1, 0. Carry generated is 1. So it may happen that when you are going for addition, 8-bit addition will produce overflow. That is, carry will be generated at the MSB position. It may happen because the number can overflow because of added numbers, added answer. I hope you all are understanding this simple binary addition. Very simple examples I have written here so that you will understand it. And the same logic you can apply on any bit representation. It's 4-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit or 32-bit. Logic will be the same one. You may get final answer overflow, that is carry will be generated there. You can note down this example. At the same way, if you want, for your practice, you can take any 2 binary numbers or you take any 2 decimal numbers. Decimal का आंसर आपको पता है, एडिशन का क्या आएगा, उसका बाइनरी में कन्वर्ट करके देखो, बाइनरी एडिशन करो and see your final answer is getting equivalent decimal value or not. Just for your practice, if you are interested, you can try 1 or 2 sums. You can create any 2 sums examples yourself and you can try it for your practice. Fine. Try for this now. One example is written here. Note down the numbers properly and you try for this. I'm getting few answers in the chat box. Very nice. Now you got the concept for addition. So I have given here one example for 8-bit numbers. As I said, you can try it on any bit numbers and check it because the rules will be same for all the binary addition examples. Okay, I guess we will stop here for today because subtraction and few examples will not be covered in next 2-3 minutes. It's already time will be over for your class. That's all for today then. just go through whatever we have done. Maybe some of you are aware of this conversion and all, but still, considering whole class, I am going to take all the steps or all the examples here. And at the end of this chapter, this point, I will be giving you the exercise questions which you can try at your home as a homework or